Howdy. In this video, I just wanted to take a second and talk about the things that I love about Destiny 2, seeing as there is so much negativity in the community going around, which is entirely warranted. I really wish they would stop doing stuff like this, but so regardless, here are some things I enjoy about Destiny 2 that make me keep coming back to the game, that I keep playing every time I'm on. Yeah, let's get started. Okay, I know it's not everybody's favorite, but I genuinely just find this to be one of the best things to play in the game. It's just very easy. I love that it has its own set of metas and builds outside of everything else in the game. And it has its own way of doing stuff, and I really enjoy that. I also like how each match feels different because you're actually, playing against other players, which is say, oh, you could just play PvP, but I'm bad at PvP. I like PvE a lot more, which is why I enjoy this game mode a lot. And even though, yes, I know there are some PvP aspects to the game mode, I don't think they're nearly as bad as going into Trials of Osiris and just getting demolished for 8 hours and having a horrible time. When I'm in Gambit, I don't really care if I win or lose, because I'm having a good time no matter what I'm doing, which sounds weird to a lot of you Gambit haters out there, but yes, I do think Gambit is genuinely one of the most fun and unique activities in the game. And also, the rewards aren't really that bad. Plus, you can always have the incredible honor of posting on day 1 of Final Shape. Oh guys, just gilded my dredgen. Nothing else to do, I guess. I'd also like to add that it's really fun to just, after you've done a raid with some clanmates, it's like, hey, does anybody want to do a game of Gambit to sort of wind down, or a couple games? Several times in my clan, I have tried to put together like Gambit events, Gambit private matches, and scrims. Naturally, nobody wants to do them. A lot of my clanmates still are not big fans of Gambit. You should play more Gambit. If you find me in Gambit on the very first part before the match starts, if you jump super high up and spin a circle, I'll do the same. I'll mirror you. I don't know. Find me in Gambit. I dare you. The next thing that I wanted to talk about that I really enjoy is the legendary campaigns, specifically Witch Queen and the Final Shape. Although gameplay-wise, I don't mind Lightfall that much, but if I am going to replay a campaign, it is going to be Witch Queen or Final Shape first, just because I think the Lightfall campaign puts way too much emphasis on running Strand, which doesn't make a lot of the builds that I run work, because they aren't in the right subclass. The first thing about the Legend campaigns that I love so much is the amount of build diversity you can run in them, because not everything, or actually nothing, has super strict timing-wise boss DPS phases, like raids, so you don't have to strictly run DPS weapons, and you don't have to strictly run anything. It's super nice. As long as you're staying alive and killing stuff, your build works. It's awesome, and the enemies in Legend campaigns, specifically when you have 2 or 3 people, get a lot more difficult, which stress tests your builds very well, which I enjoy because I like making new builds. And then I'll be like, okay, let's go test this out on the Legend campaign. On top of that, it's super fun to just have, oh, here's 8 missions I can just go do. This will take up like maybe a couple play sessions if I stretch it out. That'll be fun. It'll be something to do in Destiny 2. And I know this sounds like, oh, there's nothing to do in Destiny 2. Why don't you just not play Destiny 2? I'm addicted. I love the game. I can't help that I want to play the game more, so I might as well play stuff that I enjoy, hence Gambit and a couple of the other things coming up. This is just something that I can also test builds on and get background footage on for YouTube videos. It's fun. I love it. Another cool thing is that I can bring friends along into this. Friends along if they're willing to suffer through another Legend campaign with me. I make some friends do this quite a bit. I've done like Witch Queen Legend campaign maybe 8 times by now, maybe more. Lightfall I've only done 4 or 5, and Final Shape I've done about 3 times already, just because it's fun. It's fun, I swear it's fun. I love playing them. I know there's no real loot incentive other than having a good time, which should be the real loot incentive for everybody. You're playing a video game to have a good time, stop caring about loot. Yeah, that's all I have to say on it. Okay, you guys are gonna have to hear me out big time on this one, but I swear I spent like one season, this was the same season I reset Gambit maybe 6 times, 6 or 7, I don't really remember anymore. It was a while ago. It was season of the Witch. Dude, I was on Europa Patrol pretty much whenever I was not in Gambit. I could not tell you why. I maybe clocked 100 hours of Europa Patrol that season. Just, guys, hear me out. I'm not crazy, you're crazy. Europa Patrol is the best patrol space. This one lost sector, I swear, I love this Lost Sector to death. I've done it so many times. It's so fun. I don't know, the vibes. The vibes are up on Europa. I love the weather cycle. I know a lot of people hate it because when it gets snowy, you can't see and you can't sparrow correctly. But dude, I love that it has a weather cycle. I think that's so cool. I love the red ice is so cool. I love the red ice. I don't know, that's just a little detail. Guys, I may be outing myself a little here. I have every single triumph for Europa. Yeah, it's rough, but I love Europa. So I genuinely love the public events on Europa. It's just, guys, hear me out. I did a little while ago, back when Into the Light came out, I put out a post where I said, just got my Godslayer title, finally back to patrolling Europa. And I guess some people might have thought that was sarcasm, but no. Right after I got Godslayer, I went into Europa Patrol for 3 hours and literally just grinded actual patrols. Guys, I'm not crazy, I swear. Europa Patrol is just the best patrol space. Fight me. There is no better patrol space. The moon is pretty tight. Dreaming City's pretty tight, but the vibes are not as up as they are in Europa. I know like all the Europa oob spots. Dude, the Clovis Bray section, please Bungie, just Europa dungeon. That I want a Europa dungeon so bad. Dude, even just Europa exotic mission. I know we have Deepstone Crypt already, but guys, that was Beyond Light. That was so long ago. I need a Europa dungeon or a Europa exotic mission. Just something set in Clovis Bray. I don't even care if it's like on the snow. It's just Clovis Bray would be ideal because that area is also so sick. There's like such a cool oob spot out there. Oh my god, guys. I love Europa. Okay, I gotta move on to the next thing before I ramble about this forever. Okay, you guys know what I love. I love showing that I did something and having a sort of badge to show that I accomplished it. I also love having a silly little name underneath my name. So I'm not like world #1 Omega Seal Grinder Juicer 9100. Like if I'm not a fan of an activity, I won't get the seal. Like for instance, you see I don't have my Crota seal there. I genuinely hate the Crota raid. I may get some flack for that. I hate it. I think it's so bad. I love when I'm doing an activity, I love having something to grind for, which I know is a little contrary to what I said in the Legend campaign when I said the main point is to have fun. Yes, I know the main point is to have fun. I do have fun when I'm doing an activity like the Legend campaign. I also have fun when I'm working towards a goal, like here, when I'm getting some triumphs completed. I like checking stuff off a list. I think that's fun. And also, it gives you something you wouldn't normally do in the game. I started collecting seals back in Season of the Plunder, which was about 4 seasons after I started playing the game. So I was a little behind and I unfortunately missed out on a lot of seals. I did grind Splicer Seal right before Witch Queen came out, but like so did literally everybody else. So everybody has that seal, so it's not that important to me anymore. I mean, it's still cool, but not that important anymore. My favorite seals that I think are just the funniest to run. I love running Splintered because obviously Europa, I love Europa. Okay, I'll stop. Harbinger Seal because the moon and it has Pit of Heresy triumphs. I will also sometimes run Enlightened because I like Garden of Salvation. Guys, hates Crota, loves Garden of Salvation. Who is this guy? Unsubscribe. No, I'm kidding. Please subscribe. And then, dude, Starbaker and Scallywag are just the coolest. You cannot tell me that having Posture Check, Scallywag underneath is not like the most ironic, super awesome, actual toddler thing to do, and it's so cool. Same with Starbaker. Like, if you're a fan of the Great British Baking Show, shout out any of you guys if you are. But dude, if you were like me when you first saw that, you're like, oh my god, it's a Great British Baking Show reference. I gotta get that. Dude, Starbaker, so awesome. Yes, grind your seals, guys, because they won't stay forever. Seals are awesome. Friends are temporary, seals are forever. Get some seals. Yes, go out there. Gild your dredging. This is one of those things in the game that is just like the music side. No matter how bad of a state the game is going in, story-wise or gameplay-wise, the aesthetics team always kills it. Like, dude, Lightfall sucked. Root of Nightmares was widely received as like, it's a good raid to start people in, but please give us something harder. But dude, look at this raid. Like, it's so cool. Dude, the vibes. I mean, like, there was this one guy in a comment section earlier who was saying that like the vibes aren't as good in dungeons as they used to be, which is fair because he made the argument, oh my god, literally like snow blindness sucks. Yes, snow blindness does suck. I can give that to you. But also, I love that feeling of climbing the tower. And you know, in the first encounter, when you're fighting Rathiel, and you can look out and up in front of you, you can see the final boss arena from the top. You're like, oh, I'm working towards getting to there. You see that green light, you know something's up. You know something is about to happen, which I love. And in Ghost of the Deep, just like, dude, that's such a unique area of the game, especially after they took all the Season of the Deep stuff out. Like, that's the only real underwater experience we have left anymore, and it's so awesome. Like, the dungeon itself, kind of buns. Except for Hector. I love Hector. It's like an S tier dungeon encounter. It's so cool. Yes, such a cool aesthetic. The aesthetics team just kills it. That's all I'm here to say. They're awesome. Just next time you play the game, take a moment to look around and just appreciate all of the sick assets and stuff, because that team puts so much effort into something that they're just going to get laid off for. Next, I'd like to talk about a thing that I think this game does really well and always hypes me up whenever it happens or there's something discovered. And that is the secrets. The secrets in this game are so awesome. Even if it's little details like this path I'm showing to get to a secret room in the tower. Like, a secret room in the tower is a great way to just spend extra time. Like, you're bored on the tower, I'll just explore. And then you find this. I think that's so cool. The most recent example of this is when Dual Destiny came out. I remember I was in a VC with a couple clan members, and one of them was like, hey, there's something weird going on Overthrow. Let's hop on a fire team and figure out what's up. And then we did. We figured out what was up. We found Dual Destiny. We did the mission blind. We were like, cool. We went to the clan Discord and we're like, guys, we found the secret exotic mission. It was so cool. Like, that's such an awesome feeling to figure like stuff out on your own, and it's a secret and it's hidden. And you're like, whoa, this is dope. Like, give us more of this. There's a lot of cool secret stuff sort of going on with the final shape. Like, Kvostov had to get found and all this stuff like that. It's cool. I love it. Secrets and references, they're all awesome. Like, please, can we get more of them? And like, wasn't there just that thing to get some secret bosses on Nessus, which is really cool. I love that they're doing more to Nessus. I think that's cool, and they did it through a secret, which is even cooler. So yeah, more secrets, please. I love secrets. On to the next thing. If you've been playing this game for long enough, you've probably played a raid before. And if you haven't been playing for long enough, or you haven't done a raid yet, I really recommend doing one. They're super fun, especially if you get a good group of people. A lot of people don't like raids just because they get bad groups of people on stuff like LFG, or maybe their friends just are not like actually nice people. Maybe you should get new friends. Sorry, I shouldn't say that. If you haven't done a raid yet, I really recommend getting into it. If you're scared about the mechanics and maybe you'll let people down, try starting on an easier raid like Vault of Glass or Root of Nightmares. And if you are experienced or just really want to jump into the deep end, why not try Salvation's Edge? One of the main reasons that I love raids is the social factor. Even if you're running low-mans of raids, there's still a social factor. Even if you're doing solos, more likely than not, you're streaming solo attempts. So there's social factor from a chat or something. Raids are just an all-around social experience, which is one of the main reasons I love playing Destiny, and I'm going to talk about that later. The other thing that I love about raids is the mechanics. I love mechanics. I love when people have to do a job to progress something. I think that's fun. I love, like, clearing ads is always fun. Don't get me wrong, but sometimes you need something else to do. Otherwise, your brain just completely shuts off, which is like the entirety of Root of Nightmares and Vault of Glass, I will admit. But still, yes, doing stuff, fun. Not doing stuff, it's okay if it's your first time and you just want to listen to comms, sort of figure out what's going on. But as long as you're listening to comms, that's good. That's good. You're picking up on the raid. Next time you do the raid, or maybe if you guys wipe at the very end and you're like, I think I understand it, can I try? The important thing is be vocal. Like, guys, you aren't going to learn how to do something that you want to learn if you don't actually attempt to and ask, hey, how do I do this? I don't really understand. You have to know. You have to learn. I know there are guides on YouTube, and guides are helpful, but nothing beats learning from somebody there on the spot and getting some hands-on experience. You need hands-on experience if you want to do a raid, if you want to learn how to do a raid correctly. At least for me. I always find that learning through the experience is far easier than learning through a guide. Okay, you probably already knew this was coming when you clicked on the video, but guys, Pit of Heresy is one of the best, if not the best, pieces of content in the game. I don't know how to explain to you how much I love this thing. It's a mix of aesthetics, it's a mix of mechanics, it's a mix of ad density, it's a mix of the boss, it's a mix of everything. Even the music is top-notch. Even the out-of-bounds spots are top-notch. The speedruns are top-notch. I just love it. And it's older, so not as many people play it, so if somebody puts out a video that is, per se, 12 minutes of useless information on Pit of Heresy, people won't know most of it, which is, I find, super cool. So easy to replay as well. Because it's shorter and it's easy to solo because it's older. It's just a really fun time always. It's one of those things like how I would say a Gambit match, like, hey, we just finished a raid. Does anybody want to do a quick Pit of Heresy to wind down? Most clan members say no because they don't like me, but yes, there is. I'm kidding, guys. Thank you for watching this video. Yeah, it's a chill time, and it's fun, and there's so much to do, especially if you do it with me. There's always something I can tell you about, or be like, hey, did you know this and this is this? Or just the lore of the dungeon is also so cool. I got a lore video coming out soon. Well, by soon I mean I haven't even started it, it's just an idea in my head, but there is a lore video coming. It's just good vibes. Like, guys, go do a Pit of Heresy after watching this video if you have the time. Yes, go do a Pit of Heresy. Or watch Pit of Heresy videos on my channel. Wink, wink, wink. Make me money, please. I love money almost as much as I love... Okay, that's a lie. I love money more than Pit of Heresy. I do live in a capitalist country. This area is short just because I don't have a lot to say, because Pit is so good it speaks for itself. Like, run more Pit. That can be my motto. For Destiny 2, new Destiny 2 CEO... beating out Pete Parsons. My slogan is run more Pit of Heresy. New Pit of Heresy updates every week. That would be awesome. Okay, last thing I want to talk about, it's probably also the most important thing I want to talk about, is my clan. I joined my clan back in season of whenever Kingsfall got returned, and I've loved every second of it. I've met so many amazing people, and have been able to form great bonds and friendships with a ton of people that I never would have met otherwise. And it's so cool that there's just such a social aspect to Destiny, and I know Destiny gets hated on a lot for having a bad community, but really you have to find the good in the community, or hope you get lucky, and like me, you find a great clan with great people. Having those people, even if it's not Destiny related, I can hop on there and be like, hey guys, look at this cool thing that happened, or this cool thing that's happening, or did you see that this is happening? Or even if it is Destiny related, like, oh man, they nerfed your favorite thing again, clan member number 2. Or I could make fun of my clan leader, who didn't know how Surge mods worked until late into Season of the Deep during a Ghost of the Deep run I did with him. It's so awesome to just have people to play with. I would have quit this game a long time ago if I didn't have my clan. So shout out all of you guys. Yes, so awesome. Thank you for having me as part of the clan, and I hope we get to play together for longer. As for this video, that is the end of this video. There's a couple smaller things that I left out because I was like, I don't want this video to be half an hour long, and they are really just small things that I find pretty funny. But I can talk about them in another video if you guys want me to. Like, if you enjoyed this, yeah. If you enjoyed it, share it. I know there's a lot of negativity. Maybe some people need to hear some positive things. Hear somebody talk about Destiny in a positive light. Yeah, thanks for watching. Subscribe, like, share, comment. They all boost the algorithm.